Okay, so welcome back. My zero mesh is done. It's like this. Let me just D2 smooth preview it so I can draw from there to create my hair. It's supposed to be faster that way. Alright, so I have one strand of hair. Let me just drag it in. Make it go that. One thing I do feel like needs tweaking is, of course, it doesn't really go in. Right, so that's not good. How can I fix that? Well, one thing I can do is actually tweak my brush into a triparts. How to do that will be here. If you go back to my original brush geometry here, let me Control Z all the way back before I draw any stroke. Okay, so I'm gonna model it more. This time I'm gonna actually BZM to insert a new edge loop here, and then give that one a new polygroup, a new one here. And then for that guy, I'm gonna move it downwards and make the pivot go actually there, and reverse that. I'm just rotate it down, maybe more, and then maybe scale it in. Some traditional modeling, okay. And then for that one, I'm gonna maybe slide it, slide that entire edge loop, okay. And then also I may want it to rotate it too, so let me use my mask lasso. No, not like that. Change my, yeah, it is a lasso masking. I don't know why it's not doing that. Masking lasso, right? Reverse it so I can manipulate that little thing here. So in other words, I'm just trying to do that, dipping in part myself. Okay, so maybe one more edge loop here, so I can really make it go in. Right, so now I have this part that really goes in. Alright, maybe even more. I don't really care if it's dipping in too much, but I do care if it's not dipping in at all or too little. So maybe drag that up. Alright. And those parts in the middle, the blue ones are okay, but I need another one for the other end. So BZM, one more, and then I'm gonna mask and give it a new polygroup here. Control Shift and click on it, and then I can make it maybe longer. And then just, I think I can just leave it that way because I have the curve scaling anyways, but maybe I can give it a edge loop here in the middle just in case it needs that. Alright, so now I have 3 polygroups that defines the start, middle, and the end. And then I can go for that brush create and then create insert mesh one more time, and then let's append it to actually my previous brush. Yeah, brush, create insert mesh and then append it to there. Okay, but this one, if I drag it out now, you see it's actually uses that as use my first polygroup here as the beginning and my last polygroup at the end. So that's actually what I need. I also need to go to the brush modifiers and turn on the wild and stretch so that they do connect it together like that. So now I have a nice beginning. Another thing I want to do is I wanted that one to be actually dipping in, so I can go to brush again underneath the depths. I can drag that in. Okay, so now they're dipping in. Alright, cool. So now I have a brush that should work better now. Let me go back to my model here. And then I can start drawing out my hair. Right, so that's one. And when I'm happy with the shape, I can then click on the model and then start refining it using my move brush. really like what's happening there, so tweak it a little bit. So this is another way you can create hair strands, and therefore very long but separated hairs. You can imagine that sculpting those one by one could be really painful. And if you want to do that from one geometry, it's also really hard, because if you wanted to Dynamesh, they will be all stuck together again, because the Dynamesh needs a really high resolution to really have this kind of resolution or separation. So let me just tweak it a little bit and put it to a nice spot. I think I may make those things too high when I'm doing that contour thing. I can smooth it out a little bit. I can use a lower intensity, so when I'm smoothing it, it's softer. Alright, so that's one hair strand. And I can just keep doing this for other parts that I wanted to give hair strands for. Oh, one more thing is I may wanted to actually separate it, so I'm gonna go for a split hidden to split my low resolution model out. So that's one hair. And let me use my hairbrush one more time to create another one, maybe over here. Alright. Now we're stuck on the surface of the model. Unfortunately, I would actually want it to be anywhere, but I guess it's impossible. Or some tweaking, I'm not sure actually. But let me just do this. Just drag it out, put it in the proper location afterwards. It doesn't really take much time to do this kind of fine tuning. I do want it to be closer over there. So now it's more or less like your own artistic judgment, your own aesthetic of what kind of hair you're looking for. So there's no technical, not much of a technical part right here. I can refine that one too. There's some nice overlapping here. Alright, so I have one more hair strand. Let me go back to here again, Control Shift and click on my head and click on it again and split hidden. Now I have another one. Cool. I can go back to my model one more time and just keep doing that until I have all my hairs and need it in the front. So that's pretty much it for this part, but you can keep going more and more detail on this. So I leave that for you to do more if you wanted to, but that's the front part of the hair I will do. And then we move on to the back. Those hairs, I know because they're being like all pulled back and then put together, so it's not wise to use this anymore for the back. So I'm gonna actually use some sculpting techniques for the back. So that's gonna be completely different compared to the front part. So we'll do that in the next tutorial.